uncovering new information about a Kalamazoo pastor facing 11 felony charges. Pastor Strickland is accused of sexually assaulting and trafficking underage teens over the course of 3 years. News Channel 3's Mike Kravsik joins us live from the Kalamazoo County Courthouse to tell us how this case is connected to a local church and a school district. Mike.
Okay, charging documents filed here in court show that Strickland used his power as a pastor and his wife's job with the Kalamazoo Public Schools to find teenage boys to perform sexual acts on him and his wife. We've also uncovered through a Freedom of Information request that Strickland worked for Kalamazoo Public Schools. He resigned in October 2015, just 2 months after court documents show he's accused of assaulting a child between the age of 13 and 15 and trafficking a minor. Michigan State Police launched its investigation into Strickland and his wife about 2 years ago. The charges involve 4 teenage boys between 2015 and 2018. Investigators say Strickland met 2 of the boys through Strickland's wife's job at Kalamazoo Public Schools. Jasmine Strickland was working at the Phoenix Alternative High School in Kalamazoo. Detectives say the youngest victim was 15 years old in 2015 when the victim says Strickland paid him $200 to have sex with his wife while he watched. Investigators say the pastor at Second Baptist Church in Kalamazoo paid off other boys for the same reason and also asked them to send pictures of their genitals. In a couple of cases, detectives say Strickland performed oral sex on the boys. In one case, court documents show a 17-year-old boy told detectives he felt coerced to receive oral sex in order to keep a car Strickland loaned him. The allegations first surfaced in August 2018 when Michigan State Police say a complainant walked in and filed a report. MSP raided Strickland and his wife's Prairie Avenue home in early September. The day before the raid, Strickland's wife submitted a letter of resignation, quitting her job at Kalamazoo Public Schools. Strickland has previously denied any and all of the allegations. He could face up to 200 years in prison if convicted on all 11 charges. No charges have been filed against Jasmine Strickland at this time. Police tell us that investigation is still ongoing. Police say Strickland was supposed to turn himself into custody today, but that did not happen. Strickland does tell me he is still the current pastor at Second Baptist Church. His attorney says he's making the arrangements to turn in the pastor so he can be arraigned sometime this week.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Recha HaQuadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstones. Shalom, peace to the elect. I want to go on this video here. The brother sent me this video, shares me videos from time to time. Brother that's watches the faith, okay? And first and foremost, I want to talk about this guy. His name is Strickland, okay? This man has been known. It's other people who covered this story as well. This man has been known to convince little boys, okay, well, young men, okay, and pay them to sleep with his wife, as the intro just pretty much says it all, okay? They all sleep with his wife. Now, here we got VOCAB MALONE, and this is why I'm going into this, because they tell us that Hebrew Israelism is a dangerous religion, a dangerous place to be. Now, this man Strickland, for what I understand, one of the young men grandmothers pushed him off to the church to be with him. And you know, just like this guy Eddie Long, who was doing the same thing with little boys, with young men, let me say that, but he was actually paying them and laying them to bed with him and having sex with them, okay? And the whole congregation asked them, they asked the whole congregation is asked to forgive this man, and they forgave Eddie Long. You know, they said, well, you know, we have, you know, they're men of the Lord are allowed to make mistakes, you know. But here's the problem I'm having. You can forgive a pedophile. I mean, not just a pedophile. You're talking about someone who molest boys in churches, boys of the same sex, you know, and of course, boys, it's okay, you know, with this society. Little girls would be a big problem, but they molest the boys, and we're considered the hate group. And here's the problem. You have VOCAB Malone, who sits here and say Hebrew Israelism is dangerous because what it brings and what spawns out of it. But every time someone does something that's against the scriptures of what we teach, and I say as Hebrew Israelites, we're totally against it. And we're the ones who will come against it. Because somebody screws up or somebody bugs out, they are considered, according to VOCAB Malone, it's because of the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. But when it comes to Christianity, it's just an individual thing. It has nothing to do with the whole Christian movement. Now, this man was literally paying hundreds of dollars to bring boys into the house, sit him down while he sits on his couch. You know, I don't know if he fondles himself, but he sits in another room and watch these little boys, these young men, have sex with his wife. Pure adultery, okay? Pure sickness, you know. And then this woman, she had to be part of it. Notice she didn't get charged right away because they're going to say he manipulated her. But you people into the Christian world always say that we're all equal. We're all the same. So they both should have been charged the same and been charged together. But that's the time we're not equal all of a sudden. That's selective feminism. Now we're not equal. Now that the man has got caught being a perv, sitting on the couch, doing whatever he's doing in some little, confined room, peeking in on a camera or a little peephole. I don't know. But the woman who had the acts done on her, why is she charged? Why is she charged at all? This is the Queen of Heaven. They're going to say that he manipulated her. Look, they both should have went down the river together. But they're not going to do that. Okay? They're going to let him get locked up, put away. And then she's going to cry and say she was manipulated. But we were equal. Anyway, my question is to VOCAB Malone, who's in the backyard with this, and all the Christians and all the things that's going on with Christianity. Why haven't you, VOCAB Malone, why haven't you done a single video on Christianity and the pedophilia that's going on in Christianity, the adultery that's going on in Christianity, the swingers that's going on in Christianity? Why have you done one video on that? Okay? Not one. Surely, clearly, there, if we as Hebrew Israelites have committed crimes according to the doctrine of what we teach, that's one thing, but we don't teach that. But according to Christianity, Christianity's been around a good number of years, and Christianity has indoctrinated our children. See, that's different. When we woke up to Hebrew Israelites, we found out we're older, and then we teach our children to do the right thing so they won't be murderers, adulterers. See, that's the problem with VOCAB, and that's the problem with the Christian community. They want us to continue to be adulterers. They want this behavior. Because what they'll do, they'll lock this guy up, the wife will get off, she'll start probably messing with another pastor, and she'll probably influence another pastor to do the same wicked stuff. Meanwhile, the other Baptist church, this is the second Baptist church, I don't know what happened to the first one. What happened to the third one? And they're just going to keep opening up shop, doing the same thing, and talking about protecting the children. Get the hell out of here. 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. And, that's these guys. And, this guy is not an Israelite. He doesn't even know the truth. But he's still a so-called pastor and a prophet of the world, And these people are going to this guy. And the reason why we got to include these people, because they're considered a messenger from God. So it's our job as Hebrew Israelites is also to condemn these so-called fake prophets and pastors, these so-called messengers of God. Okay? Let's go on to verse 2. When he keep reading, and shall bring in damnable heresies, denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. So they only have the truth. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, which I believe that's dangerous, wicked, dangerous and wicked ways. Okay, there by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Right? Let me read that again. And many shall follow their dangerous ways, pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. So they speaking evil against us. See, as long as we behave like this, as long as we stay wicked, as long as we twerk in the churches and our women commit all kinds of adultery, the men commit adultery, as long as we leave the church and go shoot up the street, gang bang, and have crosses all on our arms, tattooed on our back, as long as we continue to stay wicked, we would not be a hate group. Why is it Christianity declared a hate group? Why is it the Christian church declared a hate group? No matter what the government does, they set it up and set us up to be the bad person and go out and shoot people like they did the so-called Arabs to set them up to be terrorists. But on the whole, you don't see the so-called black man running around here doing any stick-ups. Us, I'm talking about as Israelites, let me say that. You don't see the Israelites running around here smoking crack, to go up and rape somebody and shoot somebody and kill somebody, See, as long as we're gangbangers, let's address that. Because according to being in the truth, we are against that. And anybody who joins up, and especially our group, I can speak for us as Great Millstone, we don't condone gang activity. We don't condone out there smoking crack pipes, man. Some of us are sick, so if that happens, you pray for them. But they know it's wrong, and we address that. We don't condone sleeping with another man's wife. But see, Christianity does, because they'll tell you you don't need the law. The law is done away with. We can eat crabs and shrimp. We can eat whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. Because I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. That's what they say. Anyway, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of the long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. These Christian church, with all that stuff that they're doing, and now we see them out there trying to speak now. We just left camp today, and there's Christians down the street the next block with the big microphone all of a sudden wanting to be calling people to Jesus. Well, that's fine, because if anybody want to come to Jesus, go to Jesus. We don't teach that fake Jesus, man. His name was Yahushua, a so-called black man. Okay? Says, for if God, Yahweh, spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes. And that's what this is, man. No preacher in these churches is preaching this. To be a preacher, you must be a prophet. None of them is prophesizing this. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that should live ungodly. Right? And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Okay? Now when you go to the scriptures, I believe it's Jeremiah 23. Let me get that real quick. Let me get that. This is Jeremiah 23:1. It says, woe be unto the pastors, which is destruction, that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. Okay? So, let me go to Jeremiah 12:10. I just see a precept here. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden down my portion into foot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. Okay? So these pastors, they all out to fill their own desires and their lust. Right? And a wicked man is given to a wicked portion, or vice versa. You know? This is sick. And VOCAB should have an answer for that, and he should do a video on this. You know, and this is not the only story. There's many more stories that I've seen on these pastors and these preachers that's holding the Bible. And they all do it in the name of Christianity. So if you can link Hebrew Israelism to somebody who commits a crime, well, you got more Christians committing way more crimes than you've ever seen us do. This is crazy. That's all I have on that. Shalom.